There is roughly $450 trillion on this planet. Divide that by 8 billion people, and every man, woman, and child on Earth gets exactly $56,000. Sounds fair, right? Everyone starts equal. No more billionaires, no more poverty. The perfect reset. Except it is not. What happens next would collapse the global economy within 72 hours. If you are into money stories, hit subscribe, and by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why. But first, let's understand the numbers. The total wealth on Earth, every bank account, every stock, every house, every piece of gold, adds up to roughly $450 trillion. That sounds like an unimaginable amount, but spread it across 8 billion people, and the number shrinks fast. $56,250 each. That is it. In the United States, the average household has about $190,000 in net worth. For most Americans, this redistribution is not a windfall, it is a pay cut. But in sub-Saharan Africa, where the median person owns less than $500, this would be life-changing. For the first time in history, a farmer in rural Kenya and a banker in Manhattan have the same bank balance. Day 1. The reset happens. Every stock, bond, and financial asset on the planet is liquidated. Every property deed is voided. Every bank account is emptied and refilled with exactly $56,250. The New York Stock Exchange does not open. There is nothing to trade. Every company is now owned by nobody. Apple, Amazon, Tesla. No shareholders, no board of directors, just empty buildings full of computers. Within the first hour, 2 billion people check their phones and see more money than they have ever had in their lives. In Bangladesh, in Nigeria, in rural India. For them, this morning changed everything. But here is the first crack. Who is making the food? The farmer who just received $56,000 has no reason to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Neither does the truck driver or the factory worker. Day 2, the supply chain begins to break. Grocery stores run low because no shipments are coming. Gas stations run dry. Hospitals are understaffed because even the nurses feel rich. And then comes the realization. Everyone has money. But money without goods is just paper. When 8 billion people suddenly have cash and no one is producing anything, prices do not just rise, they explode. A loaf of bread that cost $3 last week now costs $50. A tank of gas costs $400. A basic apartment that rented for $1,500 a month now has 200 people bidding for it. This is not a theory. This is basic economics. More money chasing fewer goods equals inflation. And this would be the fastest hyperinflation event in human history. By the end of week 1, your $56,000 buys what $5,000 used to buy. The great equalization has already started to reverse itself. Because here is what redistribution cannot reset. Skills. A surgeon still knows how to operate. An engineer still knows how to build. A farmer still knows how to grow food. Knowledge stayed exactly where it was. Week 2. People start going back to work. Not because they want to. Because the money is running out faster than anyone expected and someone needs to keep the lights on. But now the surgeon can name their price. The electrician can name their price. Anyone with a skill the world actually needs suddenly holds all the power, and they charge accordingly. Month 1. The first new businesses appear. Not from the old billionaires, they lost everything. From the hustlers, the ones who saw an empty grocery shelf and thought, I can fix that. They buy goods cheap from struggling farmers. They sell them at the new inflated prices. They hire workers for the new wages. Within 30 days, the first new millionaire is born. If this is blowing your mind, that subscribe button is right there. Month 3. The pattern accelerates. The people who were wealthy before the reset, the educated, the connected, the experienced, are rebuilding faster than everyone else. Not because the system is rigged, because they already know how to build companies, negotiate deals, and manage money. The reset erased their bank accounts but not their brains. Meanwhile, many of the world's poorest, the ones who were supposed to benefit most, are right back where they started, some even worse. Because $56,000 without financial literacy is temporary. Studies of lottery winners prove this. 70% of people who receive a large windfall go broke within 5 years. The money disappears because spending habits did not change with the bank balance. Year 1, 12 months after the Great Reset, new corporations have formed. New stock markets have opened. New billionaires are emerging. The names are different, but the structure is identical. The wealth gap, The thing the reset was supposed to eliminate has returned to 80% of its original size in just 1 year. Some researchers estimate it would take less than 5 years to fully restore. And this is the part no one wants to hear. Wealth inequality is not primarily about unfair distribution. It is about unequal skills, unequal habits, and unequal knowledge. You can redistribute every dollar on the planet, but you cannot redistribute 20 years of medical school. You cannot redistribute the instinct to save instead of spend. You cannot redistribute ambition. So what actually works? If redistribution fails, what does reduce inequality for real? Education. Not redistribution of wealth, but redistribution of knowledge. Every dollar spent teaching someone to manage money, build a business, or develop a marketable skill compounds forever. Access to capital. Microloans in developing countries have a repayment rate above 95%. Give people the tools and the training, and they build their own wealth. Permanently. Here is the real takeaway. The $56,000 is not the point. The point is that money is a symptom, not a cause. Wealth is built by what you know, not by what you are given. If this changed how you think about money, hit subscribe. We tell stories about wealth that no one else is telling. See you in the next one.